there is no.
Ready.
Christian hip hop doesn't exist. It's just a brand name for a we collective. That's what it feels like.
Salute. This is Eshawn Burgundy. Right now, you're in the field with the Trackstarz. Yeah.
Yeah, back in the field with the Trackstarz. Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Was good.
All right, be on the lookout for Nectar Distribution, www.nectardistro.com. New things coming in 2020. Make sure that you are tuned in. If you're an artist out there and you're looking for a way to distribute your music, make sure you check out Nectar, all right?
All right, so over the break, I was talking to Ryan, and that was just something I was wondering, and I need everybody in here to help me figure out what the answer is. What does a Christian hip-hop song sound like? Or what is a Christian hip-hop song?
What makes a Christian what makes a song Christian hip-hop?
What is a Christian hip-hop song?
So I think, I said this when you all asked this question the first time. It's got to edify God. The lyrics edify God.
Does that happen with what we call Christian hip-hop?
Yes, I think it happens. So here's what I will say. I might get beat up for this. Not every song is Christian hip-hop, right? But the artists themselves may be a Christian hip-hop artist.
Okay, so Christian hip-hop is basically anybody we approve of, whatever music they make is Christian hip-hop.
It doesn't need our approval. We're the ones that are making judgments on the music from a media standpoint, right? So it doesn't have to meet our approval to be Christian hip-hop.
I'm not talking about Trackstarz. I'm talking about our.
No. I'm talking about all of us. This is what I'm saying. Like it does. We're mostly media though. Most of the fans in Christian hip hop are their own source of media when they're on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. So you're judging this music based on whether or not you think it's Christian hip hop. So I don't think that the song has to be Christian hip hop. The artist has to be a Christian doing hip hop.
Okay. So the artist has to be a Christian doing hip hop.
Yes.
And then it's a Christian hip hop
because here's the thing. You can have a song where you're not mentioning God, right?
Facts.
But you're just an artist that happens to be a Christian doing hip hop.
So
what about artists?
And you call yourself a Christian hip hop artist though? Because these artists are calling themselves Christian hip hop artists.
So in order to identify a Christian hip hop song, you need to know if this person is a Christian hip hop artist.
I think so.
There's no way to just tell by listening to it.
No, according to his, the artist just has to be a Christian, not a Christian hip hop artist, right? So you say if you're a Christian doing hip hop music, then this song is a Christian hip hop song.
I think so.
You sure about that? Chance the Rapper, Kanye West,
DMX.
You know how I feel about Chance.
Jamie Foxx. Everybody.
Virtually every person who does music can say thank you, Lord.
So that's why I said we're the ones making the judgment, because we go through and we say, okay, you can't talk, you can't have, you can't be degrading women in the song, you can't be cursing in the song, you can't be talking about promoting a negative lifestyle. There's the opposite of a Christian lifestyle. So we're doing all these things. That's why I cannot give it the chance. I just can't.
So that's the criteria. So the real criteria is the stuff you just said, right?
I think so.
That's your real criteria. You think in the song there has to be an absence of profanity.
Yeah.
Okay. You also say. See,
I know they're digging a hole for me to jump in, so I'm just going along with
Will
it right
Smith
now.
should be a Christian rapper.
Yeah, but isn't he a part of the Church of Scientology?
No.
He's no longer a part of the Church of
Scientology? He never was.
Oh, well, I mean,
based off your logic,
no degrading women. So no cursing, no degrading women. Does it have to be aligned with a particular agenda?
When it's souls for Christ, yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay. So no cursing, no degrading women.
You know what's so funny?
You jumped out there. I didn't ask
you did.
Because nobody ever speaks. We just got dead air.
Man, you know the order this here. You know how this goes.
Yeah, but it should have fallen on Resurrection. He's the guest.
I'll answer the question.
Go back to Rez.
I'll answer.
Go ahead, Rez.
What you got, man?
I
hate when
think
y'all do that.
If you're going to label yourself anything Christian, your music should give people hope in Christ Jesus, and also through the stories that you're telling, allow the Holy Spirit to convict people's hearts to want to walk better for Christ and live better for Christ. I I know as we are humans, we all go through different things and things in life, but just because I don't cuss or degrade women or, you know, that's not being a Christian artist. That's just being an artist or inspirational artist. But if you're going to label yourself a gospel rapper, Christian hip hop rapper, then you should be edifying Christ in all your songs, and you should be giving people hope, inspiring them to change their lives for better.
So what about songs that are just turn up songs and we're not really saying anything about Christ in them? You want me to give you some examples? I have to call people out if I give examples.
Let's call them out.
Run that.
He throws himself in holes. Like nobody made him do that.
Stop blaming us, please. Stop blaming us.
I'm trying to think.
Fred, I'm with you,
I got
brother. Go
lyrics in
ahead.
my head right now, so I'm trying to
Go
think
ahead,
of
man.
one.
Call them out.
I'm trying to think of one. Nah, I'm not gonna say that.
You already here.
No, we good.
You already on the water.
We in the field. They know
All
what
right,
to
so
do.
one of my favorite songs by a Christian hip hop duo, "Coming In Hot." Right,
Love it. Yeah,
Do y'all
yeah.
hear godly lyrics coming throughout that song? Because I'm thinking right now, I know that they're saying positive stuff, but I can't think of a lyric or a bar where I'm like, oh yeah, that was a reference to God. In
That's
that.
all, there goes our reach connection.
No, that's not good.
Thanks, Ryan Righteous.
All I'm saying is seriously, no.
Thank you, brother.
But that's a turn up song, right?
Coming in
but
hot.
then you can turn on any other song from Summer 19 and you can hear all about God, and it could be Lecrae, and it could be Andy, it could be anybody. So I'm saying, like, we don't have to always make a song. Everybody's not making a song where every song is edifying God with the lyrics. But it's turn up, but you know that person so you know their lifestyle.
Yeah.
So what do you say to that?
I mean,
because there's plenty of other ones out there.
why are we turning up though? Like,
We're showing that Christians can have fun. We're showing
Of
that
course.
Christians have life to them. We're showing that
Because we have
Christians.
joy in Christ.
yeah, I just think there should still be some kind of mention of why you're so happy, why you have so much joy, even through all the hardships and pain in your life and things. Why you can still turn up.
What
and
if
go
that's on
hard.
track 2 though?
I didn't like the song.
That's fine. No, I'm just. It's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
I get it. And
I'm not coming against them at all. That is a dope song. You know what I'm
It's a dope
saying?
song.
But do you
I
still
love that.
consider them?
Yeah, of course.
Of course, right?
Of
So
course.
But is
it
that song in particular a Christian hip hop song? Is that song a Christian hip hop song? I would venture to say yes.
Coming in hot.
Of course. I say yes.
Why?
Because the artist, like I said, I was the first one that said the artist qualifies
So I'm
first.
going back to that.
Right.
So in order to know if a song is a Christian hip hop song, you need to know about the artist.
I need to know about the artist. I need to know about the artist.
What
This is
other
Ryan
genres?
Righteous's-
What other genres like that?
What?
Where you can't tell
Gangsta
what it
rap.
is based on just listening.
Gangster rap. I gotta know the artist is a real gangster.
Dang,
Stop it.
you promoting that?
Nah, real talk. No, I know in gangster
You know how many
rap.
studio
you gotta
gangsters was
really
back
turn
in the
up.
That's what
gangsta
I'm
rap
saying.
era?
You gotta have
But
a body
look,
count
all-
for me to listen to you.
But listen, all those people who are in gangster rap, if we find out that you ain't really gangster, if you get pressed
You know
on the
how
street,
many people that
but that's
was?
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
if you
but
get pressed
the
on the street, you
only
know they
difference,
not real
Rick,
gangster.
Only difference is, but when you turn it on, you still assume it's a gangster rap. It's not.
You
don't have to
assume
ask what
they're
it is.
gangster until you find out that they're not. But if you find out that they're not, they're eliminated from gangster rap.
What do you assume when you hear most of Christian hip hop?
I'm assuming that they're Christian. I'm assuming that they go
Why?
hard for Christ
Why?
because that's what Christians do.
No, but how do you know they're Christian? If I just played a random Christian hip hop song, how would you know they were a Christian?
That's what I'm saying. If you play a random Christian hip hop song, then I'm listening to it. I hear God-based lyrics, right? And I'm like, this guy's a Christian. All right, cool.
Like, what would tip you off? What if it was like coming in hot, where it's not obvious?
Somebody's
So
gonna
how would
correct
you
me
know?
because they're gonna be some
Yeah.
godly lyrics
So,
coming in hot. I just can't.
There
think of
probably are. So listen, in most of Lecrae's songs, is in most of Lecrae's songs and a lot of people's songs that I hear now, right, that's coming out, you hear a reference to God in those songs.
It's like subs.
There's
God
subs. Yeah, God subs. But there are references to God in those songs. And because there are references to God in those songs, right? Then I know I can hear it throughout the song. I say, "Oh, okay, I know that sub. That's a Christian."
You're gonna have to apologize because if some lyrics in there about Jesus or God, you
No,
know,
I said I couldn't think of any right now. Like,
So-
when
so
I think about
clean
the
it up.
song.
So let me keep going down this road. So if you're a Christian hip hop artist, you would need to sub God so that other Christian artists know. Oh, there it is.
No, you don't have to do that.
Okay,
don't
so
have
if you
to do
so
that.
if you don't even sub, how would you know?
So if they don't even sub, then I will listen to a whole song. If it's a good song, then I may not know, right? Like, let's say I may not know that this is a Christian hip hop artist, right? But if it's a good song, I may listen to the next track. You know what I mean?
Let me ask y'all a question.
And I may hear it the next time.
I remember when we interviewed D1 and D1 was saying like I didn't even know this existed. I just knew I believed in God and I knew that I needed to create content that make me like people was hear about God or hear about the love of God, hear about different things. I remember hearing his I Hope They Hear Me Volume 2 and was like, wow, this dude is dope. And I didn't even know he was like trying to get into CHH. I just knew he knew that
he wasn't.
Y'all really don't know that people don't know that this is a thing. Does that make sense? I know that like there are people like people in Louisiana. I got plenty of Christian friends in Louisiana. I got plenty of Christian teenage like cousins, right? And I say, hey, do you know about like Christian hip hop? And they're like, what's that? And I was like, cool. And then I said, well, hey, listen to this. Check this out. I introduced them to a line for line, right? And then they go back to this school. They're at a Christian school. Yeah. They're at Christian schools, Christian high schools, Christian middle schools. Have no clue what this is. That's so there are tons of people around the world and like even in the United States that don't understand that this is a thing. So the funny part is that most people are like, oh, well, no, you can't outright say that you didn't know this was a thing. We got the Aha Gazelle argument, right? People talk about, oh, he had to know it was a thing, right? He went to Rapzilla. He had to know. People don't know this is real and that there are real legit relationships that exist between these people who do music together and do shows together and run media. They don't know that stuff. You feel me? So I'm just saying I know we feel like everybody knows, but everybody don't know.
I feel like CHH is more of a loose collective than it is a genre. To be in CHH, you have to be somewhat attached to the family of CHH to be called CHH. That's what it seems like to me.
What's the family? Who's the family?
Now.
The Rapzilla, anybody attached to the Lecrae's. If you latch on somewhere in the tree, then people call you CHH.
What's the tree? I'm asking, what's the tree?
The Rapzilla Lecrae tree. That is how those intersect. The borders of that tree.
So the reach
is
reach.
So anybody that's signed to a label that's a Christian hip hop label,
signed or featured or appeared on a show, you have to be somewhat connected to the thing for people to call you a Christian hip hop artist. That's what it feels like to me.
I don't know.
Or to be called a Christian hip hop song.
For that particular song to be called a Christian hip hop song?
I think Christian hip hop is more of a very weak collective than it is a genre.
Dang, weak collective?
Yeah, because you don't have to be super tied in. Like a real collective, you have to, everybody would know each other and it'll be like serious.
But it's kind of like that though. It is kind of like that.
Yeah.
Whenever an artist performs, another artist is there to support.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
it's a weak collective.
It's a weak.
Everybody don't know everybody. Everybody don't hang out. It's not like a real collective. Like FMG was a collective, like a group. Yeah. This is not a real group. FMG it's just a weak attachments. And as long as you attach to somebody somewhere, then you're included in the group. If you're not attached to nobody, then you're not. Nobody even calls your stuff a Christian hip hop song.
I don't know.
That's what it feels like. I'm just asking.
I don't know about that.
What is it then? What's a Christian hip hop song? Because there's nothing that distinguishes it from.
So Christian hip hop song directs you to Christ.
It's a genre, right? We have given Christian rap a different name. That's all it is. We're giving Christian rap a different name.
You selling to me? What is it?
So okay, whenever I deliver an album on Nectar, right? I pick a genre of where I want that album to catalog out.
Yeah,
that I wanted to catalog out in Christian rap.
It's not Christian hip hop.
I know. That's what I'm saying. CHH is a cool name that we've given to rap, or not cool name, but a different name. Like we were holy hip hop for a while. That wasn't working out for us. So we changed up the game. So seriously, it wasn't working out. And so we changed up the game. Everybody who calls themselves a Christian rapper is now calling themselves Christian hip hop. CHH is a hashtag started, and that's where it birthed from.
I don't think like if I go to conscious rap, or if I go to gangster rap, or I go to trap, I could just hear the song and know. I can't tell that with Christian hip hop.
But I think that's the question that we kind of had on the phone, is because Christian hip hop doesn't have a sound. It, hate to say it, emulates what's in the mainstream. So if it emulates in the mainstream, whatever the mainstream sound, not everybody, but the
so what's the sound of Christian hip hop to you?
Well, for a while somebody called it fast trap, right? So
that's already exists in the mainstream.
No, trap existed in the mainstream, right? And then fast trap is something that we were doing.
Fast trap existed in the mainstream too,
and then but fast trap was something that we were doing constantly. There were stadium songs. We had the stadium song period. right? We were
that
doing a lot of
in mainstream.
That did happen in mainstream. It did happen in mainstream. But we had yeah, you're right. You know what? You know what? I'm probably defending this wrong. There's probably somebody out there who could defend this a lot better than I can.
No, I mean,
I'm saying
I think it's you.
I think that it has to.
Is it me? Well, okay, cool. Let's
you didn't pick the right angle.
I think when we first had this conversation, right? When we first had this conversation, when Chance said, "I'm your favorite Christian rapper." Right, or your favorite Christian rapper might be.
You denounced Chance, though.
I know, but what
how can you reference him?
What
in
I'm
this
saying,
argument?
that's where it starts from. If an artist gives themselves that title, that's where we start to. That's where we start to believe from. Like,
no, we don't. We immediately
to.
doubt that person.
You have to give them the benefit of the doubt of
we don't
calling
give
their
them the
salvation real. They got to call their salvation themselves. Like, we can't say it's not real.
When Chance said, "I'm your favorite Christian rapper," right?
All I said was when
we
Chance
went through his
said
catalog to figure out is he for real.
Yeah,
and then we denied him. Then we called him out.
I think the thing is
these are facts.
So the thing is that then we start applying the criteria. We start pulling.
Ryan. That's what I'm trying to find out.
Yes, I'm saying we start pulling.
Hip-hop
so okay, you call yourself a Christian rapper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then now we are starting to believe that okay, you're calling yourself a Christian rapper. Let's hear your music. Then we listen to the music. Then we start checking off. Okay, are these things in line with what discipleship from the Bible has taught us, right? Are we talking about premarital sex? Are we talking about cursing, right? Bible talks about having a deceitful tongue. So all these different things that we have to kind of check off to say, okay, is this safe for the kids? Is this, whatever, is it God honoring? So you have to go through that checklist in order for us to
So what
does all Christian hip hop have to be safe for the kids?
It shouldn't be.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be, because I think you can talk
TD
about.
Jakes put out that bed sheets thing. That wasn't
yes, in Jesus' name.
But it was good though.
Get ready.
But you see what I'm saying? To me, there is no.
Get ready.
Christian hip hop doesn't exist. It's just a brand name for a weak collective. That's what it feels like to me. And there are certain people who decide who's allowed in the collective.
Who created Christian hip hop?
Sean, it exists.
I think it was Rapzilla. What?
The name of Christian hip hop.
It exists. It has to exist. You said it doesn't exist, but it has to exist because there's so many people in it.
I think it's just a weak connection between artists that agree that we are kind of doing the same thing.
How could so many people be in it? How could so many people rep it? How could so many people make songs and label it as a CHH, as a part of the CHH genre, and the genre not exist?
Because you have to be included.
No. It exists. The thing exists, right? Now, if you don't want to give it a lot of credence as a strong genre, then that's fine. But the genre
what does
exists.
The genre sound like?
The genre has a sound.
I
Even
can tell
if
you
it emulates another sound, it still has a sound.
I can tell you what all the genres sound like. What does Christian hip hop sound like?
Christian hip hop always sounds like a hip hop song that in some way, shape, or form references and directs you to Christ.
But it's a subcategory.
Okay. It's always there. It references, directs you to Christ.
Okay, if we break down every hip hop subgenre, because every hip hop has the subgenres of them. So conscious has a sound, trap has a sound, pop. Not Christian pop, but like hip hop, pop, rap has a sound. So everybody has a sound except for Christian hip hop.
But what if CHH is a compilation of sounds?
A collection of sounds.
Yeah.
A collective.
No, a collection of sounds, right? But it still has its own genre, because here's the thing that separates Christian hip hop from just regular hip hop, right? It's not just cursing.
No,
right?
that's the main. Cursing. No, it's the main difference.
It's the agenda behind the songs.
The main difference.
The main thing is an agenda behind the
main qualifier, from what I can tell, is that if you're not cursing your song, people assume you're a Christian hip hop artist.
No, it's not enough.
They assume
it's not enough.
No.
It's an agenda.
Give me a counterexample.
It's an agenda.
A counterexample.
Will Smith is not a Christian hip hop artist.
Okay, but you have to be.
You asked for an example, but that's the example. Okay. Will Smith is not a Christian hip hop artist.
What I'm saying is, if you hear the song, in order for it to be considered Christian hip hop, in most people's minds, it can't be cursing.
But we know Christian hip hop artists that curse. We just don't label their music safe.
You don't.
We do.
You don't.
We don't. What?
You don't.
I don't know what.
You don't call it Christian hip hop.
No, I say we do, but we don't label it safe. We don't give it that.
We don't say get loose with that.
We don't push you toward
a few
them.
Years ago,
right? If we know you curse, that's your thing. You
So what makes their songs Christian hip hop?
Edifying God.
Are they?
They have to be.
Wait,
if they're not. I mean, so going back to coming in hot, right? Lecrae says,
wrong.
Yeah. I know I'm ratchet, but I'm really saved.
I really do.
Well, he just talked about salvation.
So okay,
I know.
Andy says, thank God I'm not average.
Let me tell you what
edify
I mean.
is to instruct or improve a morally.
Christian hip hop to me feels more like the Bloods
don't edify God
than it does a genre, right? Because
so it's a game.
There are people that were in my school that I know were not actually Bloods, but they claimed it, right? And I think that's all you need to be considered a Christian hip hop is to claim it or to be connected to somebody in it. There's nothing else that distinguishes it besides the not cursing.
You can't be a Blood and just claim it. Like you got to get jumped in.
You could try.
Nah, you can't do it for an extended period of time.
Right, and you can't do it here either.
So what do you mean?
So what I'm saying is the only thing that makes you a Christian hip hop artist is saying that you are. And then not cursing, because Chance the Rapper would be considered a Christian hip hop artist if he didn't curse.
The music video,
if he didn't curse.
No. If he dropped those same music videos and still didn't curse, he still would be out.
Okay, he would be out. If you didn't curse and have naked people in your videos,
what other
you would be considered, right? There's nothing else distinguishing
you would be considered,
okay.
No. He has some other stuff.
I mean, but he has to change his lyrics up too. He can't come out with songs talking about women and sex and all that kind of stuff.
I still think Chance is a Christian. I just
he can be a Christian. I wouldn't say that.
I wouldn't say that. But his music would direct you to Christ. I wouldn't say all his music directs you to Christ. Some of his music may give you,
it reminds you of Christ.
It may remind you, or at least put it on your mind, right?
So I'll give you this. I'll end with this. I think there may be a thing called Christian rapper. I don't think there is a thing called Christian hip hop song. I don't think there's anything that distinguishes a Christian hip hop song from any other kind of song.
That's not true.
There's several songs that we call Christian hip hop that have none of the things you guys talked about.
Give me a song. You got to call somebody out.
There's songs that are sports related that have no mention of God.
Which one?
Those are good songs.
None of them. Nobody can help me.
Game Time.
He just don't want to say it.
All those songs that Derek did for ESPN.
The whole album was a sports.
You find God references.
You find all God references in there. Hold
what I'm saying is the only thing that distinguishes it is that there's no cursing and there's God subs. That's it.
Yeah, but that's what I said about coming in hot.
That things that direct
it's still a Christian hip hop song.
So a Christian hip hop song sounds like a person talking about whatever they want with a couple subs.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. I believe that as long as you're so remember this. I'll end with this. Remember when we first came out with this show, right? And people were saying, "I'm not going to call y'all a Christian show because y'all don't have the Bible open." Right? But our lifestyles were Christian lived lifestyles. So you can't say that we're not a Christian radio show. We are. We're Christians. So I think as long as the person is a Christian, they can make a turn up song that doesn't have anything, that doesn't point you to Jesus in that song at that moment, because they're doing it for a specific purpose, but they're still a Christian hip hop artist.
Yeah, I believe that too.
Okay.
I'm just saying that I don't
Fashion Joe by Gavi, KB. Christian hip hop or not?
I have no idea.
You never heard it? Mm. Song is really great, right? Song is phenomenal. And it's all about Joseph. It's all about Joseph and his coat, right? It's a phenomenal song. You can't, you got to know the story in order to actually know that it is, right? Yeah. But it's a really dope song. But the whole song, right, is to remind you about a beautiful story in the Bible, right? But it's so dope and so like cleverly woven in, right? That you hear it, you don't even know that's what it is.
I'm gonna turn this to Jeremiah.
It's hot.
When you're picking songs for the show, is it more important who the person is or what the song is about?
What the song's about?
Depend.
And be mindful, you just played Kanye today.
Yeah, no matter. It depends. It depends on the one. Sometimes it depends on a person, but then also sometimes it depends on like content. But to me, I always go for sound.
So let me ask you this question.
What sound is that though? Because we don't have a sound.
If a song came from a Christian hip hop artist, you don't like scour it to figure out if it's safe. You trust
I mean, if I know the person, then yeah.
So you're sold on Kanye being a Christian because you play his music.
Wait. So you just drop anything?
No, I don't drop anything.
But I mean, just as long as it comes from like Swoop or somebody.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying it could if I know the person. If I put it this way, if I am doing research, because that's normally what I do Friday night. I look through what came out new. I go to different websites to see what's new, and then I go listen to something and be like, okay, I could play that on the radio.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is the same process Jeremiah goes through, I think all of us go through in our heads. We attach Christian hip hop more to the people than we do to the actual songs they're making.
Yes. That can't be true because we never find new artists.
That's what I'm saying. It's because we are attached to the people of Christian hip hop. The only reason
we never find new artists if we did that. And we always find
the only reason you find new artists is because they collab with other artists.
No, that's true.
No, that's not true. No, it's not.
That's true.
There are people who I've found who didn't have collaborations with anybody else.
How'd you find them?
I just heard them.
That's how I found out about Paris' career.
I may have heard them on Facebook. I may have heard them on, like, for instance, who's that dude on Sway, right? Sway in the Morning.
Neville Heist.
Neville. Yeah, I didn't know him. Right?
I knew him.
He popped on the show. I didn't know him. He pops on the show. He does his thing. I heard him. I heard the Christian subs and I heard the other Christian stuff. And I'm like, oh, this dude's a Christian.
I know him before
and he cold blooded, right? I see people on Instagram. They're putting up their videos. They're not attached to anybody. I don't know them, right? But I hear them. I listen to them. I'm like, dang, this dude's a Christian rapper and he cold blooded. Yeah. Bet. So, I mean, according to this criteria, I would have to know who's your man, like who's your friend, right? Who brought you in here, right? That's not
who brought you.
That's facts, but that's not how I find new artists.
Why'd you go looking?
Who let you in?
I didn't go looking. They're on their hustle. Like a lot of Christian hip hop artists are on their hustle. A lot of them are actually who's it? I think it's Zay Hill. I don't know if it's Zay Hill or somebody like that, but a lot of guys, right? They're on their hustle. They're putting stuff on Instagram. They're sponsored videos, right? And I'm going through my IG and I'm listening and I see something new and I listen to it. I'm like, dang, that's cold.
Yeah, you're doing better. But what I'm saying is that this is a better angle is what I'm saying. But once you have identified that guy is a Christian hip hop artist, once you've identified that guy, are you going to be checking every single song after that to make sure? Or are you just now, he's a Christian hip hop artist?
Well, actually, I do kind of listen to kind of figure out if that's still a vibe. You know what I mean? Like if that's still a vibe.
So you got to have 3 songs out before.
My guy, you know, Toby Nigway, right? Like him. At first, I didn't know him, and I didn't find him through whoever he's attached to because he wasn't attached to anybody. I didn't even know he was attached to Eric Thomas until I went and looked up his whole story. Yeah. You feel me? So if initially him, just bam, people just kept throwing his stuff up. I listened to his stuff, cold. I was like, yo, I'm listening to him. I go through his videos. I go through his IG. He's consistent with it, right? Consistent Christianity, consistent stuff. And he's consistently hot with the bars. I'm like, yo, this is a real situation.
Have we pulled him in, though? We bring his name up a lot, but I don't know if we pulled him in.
Do we have to pull him? Ain't he a Christian? Ain't he already
that's what I'm saying. I think he's one of the people.
Honestly,
I think he's one of the people that's still outside the bubble. I
hope we don't pull people in. Like honestly, I hope for people just be like, yo, I agree with the group and I love what we do, but I hope we don't bring people in because I think this system that we created, that like the people that you said created it. It comes off once you start doing other things, not like ungodly things, but just like not trying to do something. You get like your microscope under you is so hard. Like it gets you get
when Aha was out and then he got pulled in, right?
Yeah.
Then things happen.
Well, I'm just saying that when you read comments on like when you go to Rapzilla or you go to any gym, the hype or whatever, and you read comments of people like about something, like let's say they're doing something else, and it's like, hey, I did a song with this guy and he's the known underground artist, and then people are like killing that person, and I'm like, that person didn't desire all this. They just want to create music from their heart. So that's why I'm like, I hope that when I see people, when I saw D1, I was like, D1 nice, and then when I saw him come in, I was like, I'm glad that he came in, but at the same time I'm like, I hope, like, you know what I'm saying, because his decision making of different people he collab with is just because he has a friendship with that person and he genuinely loved that person, versus when people read about what he's doing with that person, they'd be like, yo, you know you're working with the devil, right? You know you can't do this. You know you can't do that. You know you can't. You know what I'm saying? So to me personally, sometimes I feel like what your art is your art, and you can create the way you want to. You could be completely sold out to like yo, I'm only working with Christian artists, or you can be like, I'm working with whoever I feel like is my friends. If I love them and they love me and we debate about stuff, then let's create art. But I think sometimes when we bring people in, we just beat them over the head and it's like, boom, like you're completely ours. Nobody else can have you.
Yeah. So yeah, the only reason I'm bringing it up is because two things. Be cautious, because I think we are, as artists, drifting to a kind of malaise of it don't really mean nothing.
Yeah.
But also I think we're also a little too harsh on people who aren't fully blooded in Christian hip hop. So it's two different ways. Don't get lost on your journey, but also don't be so judgy to people while they're on their journey too. That's the point of this discussion. Yeah. All right, man. Let's get back into it. You in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Shantana, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
Hey guys, Miracle here. Thank you so much for watching that episode. Make sure you go below, like it, subscribe, click the bell, and make sure you follow us on all forms of our social media. Also, check out our website and be sure you spread the word. We'll see you next time.
We know not what we doing. Screw that, they know, let them have it, do it. Okay, I'm erratic, prove it. Never mind, got a mind that'll wind up with me in the lineup behind bars with these bars. Okay, my time's up.
Team Freedom. Yeah. We not through yet. All right. Trackstarz Music presents.
Turn my volume up. Turn me off.